No, not to women, but young men need to be raised by men. Put the knife down. Put it down. I'm not saying women don't do a good job at raising our children. Women have done an excellent job, and in a community such as ours, you have done a great job at holding it down. I bow to you. A woman does not know what it is to be a man because you weren't born a man. It's just like I don't know what it is to be a woman. I don't know what it is when you're having that time around that time. I don't know what that's like. I don't know your hormones. I don't the things you go through. I'm not even about to begin to try to understand it. The same when it comes to being a man. Only a man can relate to what another young man is going through and show them what it is to be a responsible, strong man, a respectable man, and how to face society and what a young man deals with when it comes to society, okay, regardless of what group that may be. Young men require that example while they're trying to figure everything out. Yes, you're a good mother. You do great. Moms do great. But you can't show them how to be a man. And what often happens is, while you're doing a great job raising him at home, eventually he has to leave the house. And when he leaves the house, he's going to be grasping for examples of what it is to be a man. Some of those examples that he reaches for may not be good examples. So it's better if he has a man in his life that is looking out for his best interest, that truly cares about his best interest. And in most cases, it's going to be the dad. Now, I know that's not always easy to do, so I know. But it is the best option, or an uncle, or a close grandfather, or a close male friend of yours that truly cares about that child. It is required because, as I said before, he's going to reach for an example, and you want to make sure he has the right examples around him. Other than that, he's going to be trying to figure out on his own. He's going to be taking, I know, I grew up that way. You're going to be taking examples from here, taking examples from there. Now, lucky for me, I may not have had the best role models, but I had a lot of sense to take advice from the ones who I saw were making the best decisions in life. And it helped me to get through life and to navigate and not end up in prison, because I came very close a few times. I'm just saying it happens. But because I had some great men to pull from, it helped me to get out of a situation that has taken a lot of my neighborhood associates, has taken them out. They're dead or in prison. I was able to get through it because of the men I was able to grab something from. Of course, men being raised by men is something that men have to fix. It's something that we have to repair. It's something we have to put more effort into, whether we stay with that woman or not. Now, I know it's not always easy. It's not always easy to compromise with the mother of your child. Sometimes you have to find a mediator, someone in the middle to help referee you to. And fathers, I understand, but it's never too late. Keep trying. And sometimes the best way to improve your relationship with your son is to improve yourself, improve who you are. Something I'm currently working at improving so I can have a better relationship with my son. And I have a grandson now. So I have to do more. So I'm not saying I don't understand. I do understand. I'm just saying you never give up. Never give up. They need you. Young men who didn't grow up with a direct father in the home have a very difficult time once they become fathers, trying to navigate fatherhood, what I should do, what I shouldn't do, the right type of women to hook up with, not hook up with, let me rephrase that, the right type of woman to even consider beginning a relationship with before you even think about having kids. Those things have to be taught. They have to be shown. That young man has to be made to understand the benefits or the downfalls of not making the right decision when you're out here dating and doing what you do. A lot of these young men have a difficult time being fathers once they become father because they were never shown how. They were never given an example, so they don't understand their actual role. And they also don't know how to break the cycle. So they'll have a kid, and if they're not careful, their son will grow up having kids that they also don't have a relationship with. And this cycle can continue. And not only will it mess up your sons, it will also mess up the daughters too. You know, right now we're talking about men and why they don't see the importance in owning houses, or why they don't work hard to buy a house, or they make mistakes that prevent them from getting houses. That's what we're talking about. So if that young man is not shown how to break the cycle, they will not make the choices that benefit them when it comes to establishing wealth or owning property. They won't see the benefit of it, so they won't pursue it. They'll just get an apartment and just keep renting and have babies here, have babies there, and child support, and live an existence to where people is looking at them going, if you grew up without a father and you know what that's like, you don't want your child growing up the same way. Break that cycle. Being an African American, this has been a cycle for us since we arrived, to where our fathers were sold off, families separated. It was very common for us to grow up without fathers, to where the mother had to be the strength in the family. And then sometimes the kids were even removed from the mom. So, of course, after years of that, it will affect the generations after that. Now, I believe we still were getting married, and we still had families after slavery, even though we were, of course, damaged. How can you not be damaged? There's the fact that African Americans still suffer from PTSD. Okay, it's probably not the proper word for it, but we still suffer from something similar. And we've handed that down to our children, unfortunately. Now, not only slavery, Jim Crow, to where a lot of men were placed in jail, put in chain gangs. So the children still had to grow up without fathers in the home. The mothers had to take up the slack. The women had to, once again, be the pillars of the families. But this continued a cycle, and it's even with the crack era, the war on drugs, how they were constantly taking black men and putting them in jail, some of them unjustifiably. We now know that. And we have to break it. Yes, the damage has been done, but hear my words. The first thing we have to do as men, don't go out here just having babies by any woman. And remember what I'm telling you. That baby will take money out of your pocket. And I hate to say it that way. I've got to be 100 with you. It will take money out of your pocket. If you're not married to the mom, you're not with the mom, this is every month for the next 18, 21 years of your life. And that amount could be 300, could be 500, could be 1,000. Just depends on how much money you're making. Just know that they will get that money. Hell or high water, they will get that money from you. And if you don't pay, like I told you, it will lead to prison time. It will lead to a felony. So it's not worth it. Hear me when I tell you this, young men. It's not worth it. North, south. No, I'm not even pointing to the right direction, just somewhere else. Okay? Now, additional to what the African American community had to experience, which I don't have to go back over, but on top of that, we still deal with the influences that other groups also have to deal with. And it's affecting all of us now. It's creating a situation to where the young men in all communities are growing up without fathers in the home. And this is creating a situation to where those fathers, those young men, are becoming fathers that don't see the importance of staying in the homes and making sure those kids have a father and example, and they don't teach their kids on how to break those cycles. Young ladies will have their moms, but the sons won't have their dads. So these young men grow up not knowing how to be men or respectable men, however you want to title it. They didn't have the example, and without the example, they don't know how to be. Sorry, this is just truth, in my opinion. It's fact, you know. And I've witnessed the differences between men who were raised with dads in the home and men who were not. I've witnessed it. It makes a great deal of difference to have your father in your life, some man showing you what it is to be a man. It makes a big difference. When a young man is shown, when a young man is raised by a man who understands the importance of owning a home, owning property, that young man is more likely to grow up and own his own home or property. I've seen the benefits of that. Never, ever underestimate the power of a good example or bad one. It goes both ways. Hopefully, we can find more good ones. I appreciate you sharing your time with me. If you could do me a favor, just hit the like button real quick. It'll help me out. I'm new to the game, but I promise to try to bring you better content and improve every video as I make them. In the meanwhile, you take care of yourselves. Once again, it's been a pleasure. Talk to you later.